So right at the same point as yesterday where I knocked it on the head, and it's about 10 to 8. It's still quite blowy, but the good news is that the wind's coming from behind me. So it might speed me along the way. So I'm at exactly the same marker as yesterday. And lost count of the days, can't remember. Day 55, stroke 52, I think, is underway. The wind's coming and going a little bit. It's nowhere near as strong as yesterday. Seems to be behind me and coming from the west, which is certainly better than the headwind. Yeah, the views are so much better than yesterday. The cloud cover really made it difficult to see what was going on. I think I was concentrating so much on the road anyway. So I think it might affect the audio, the wind. So I'll try and speak up a little bit today. And on we go. East Clive. A little bit of action here. Some people on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere.
You don't know the fence. Drop that bag of food. Drop that bag.
So the cows got into the wrong field, and the gentleman has asked me to control the traffic. So, as you can see, things have come to a standstill. All good, all good. I understand this building is being secured rather than renovated. Ulster. Wind's picking up. Still very safe though. It's very cold though. Got my fleece on. That's a bit what I needed today. Just had a car flash its lights at me, and then the passenger wave at me, and I'm sure it was Marie and Gary, who I met on the way into Helmsdale just a couple of days ago. I'm certain that was you guys, and I know you're watching the video, so drop me a comment if it was. I think Marie has been acting as a really awesome support vehicle for Gary, and they're basing themselves in Wick. So they're probably heading back to Dunbeath, I'm guessing, for Gary to start his day walk. Mine's not working on this side of the road at the moment though. Can't get a reception. I was hoping my watch would click over here, and it has. And this marks the point, which is 1,000 miles. Exit point. So 500 miles and 500 more. I can feel a song coming on. When I get older, I will be stronger. They call me just like a wave. Oh, that's the wrong song. Got the wrong song. Never mind. Quite windy. Thrumster. Sounds like the nickname you give someone. Someone called Thrum. Hey Thrumster, how you doing? The old Smiddy Inn looks a pretty cool place. I think after this bend, I think the road gets very straight. Should be a good thing. And as you can see, the wind can just howl across that plain. Even these guys have got the winter jackets on, and I'm still wearing my fleece. But across the road, we're coming to a right thing. Nothing coming out the side. Oh, look at that view. I understand the wind turns. The wind fans were turned off yesterday because of the weather. Wick has just appeared, just over this little rise. It's about 2.5 miles away, I reckon. 2.5, 3 miles. Now, what flag's that one? Una and V, you're the flag people. I'm sure you'll let me know. We're clearly visible now. It's been quite busy this road, but very, very safe to walk on. So we've even got a pavement now. Yay! Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah! This sign, I'm guessing, was toppled in the storm yesterday. Wow, welcome to Royal Borough of Wick. Please. Welcome to Wick. Stopped off in Wick for some lunch there. Absolutely teamed it down while I was indoors. That was lucky. The sun's come out again. So just leaving Wick. Looks like I'm heading into a northerly now, unfortunately. So Wick is the last settlement, major settlement before John O'Groats. 16 miles as per that sign. And hopefully get that down to single figures before I call it a day today. Weather dependent. Difficult wind, this one. Right in my face at the moment. There's that flag again. Has to be regional. Has to be a Highland flag. Rice. The A99 takes a turn to the right now. And that's where most of the traffic, I reckon, is heading to. Might get a slightly more favourable wind though. So it looks like I'm going right into the wind at the moment. Sort of heading northwestish at the moment, right into the face of the wind, so hopefully it might work in my favour. Well, still pretty windy. I think that's the settlement that I might be heading for. Keiss. Although having said that, it's 5 miles. I was expecting to walk, but that looks probably a little bit closer. So pilot vehicle ahead, so abnormal load ahead, so I just thought it's best to pull over to one side. And the winds are howling around at the moment. So I'm about 4 miles away from Keiss, and the sooner I get there the better, I reckon. It's brave in this wind. Look at him, goodness me. Just over 3 miles from Keiss. I think Keiss was that little settlement that I pointed out a while ago. The roads could have gone around a big bend and then heading that way in a short wee while, so probably about an hour away. So the rain jacket's on, the pack cover's on, and there's 2 hikers coming. That's bizarre. Just had a great little chat to hikers who are doing the John O'Groats Trail. They're sticking strictly to the trail. They're climbing instructors, so they're pretty good at managing dodgy situations like the wind blowing you around near cliffs. John O'Groats now just 11 miles away, so I'm going to call it a day in a couple of miles at Keiss, and Keiss is very, very close now. It's only to 20 to 3 actually, but it was great chatting to those guys actually, because it just really helps time just sort of fly by a little bit. On we go. Ship out at sea. A little bit of weather behind me now. But Keiss is bigger than I thought it would be. Just thinking of it now. That's where I'm going to stop for the day. And it looks like I'm going to be able to enjoy a pavement coming up right now. Need to move sides of the road as per highway code. On a blind corner. Here we go. A couple of guys coming the other way. Maybe locals, not sure. Soon find out. It's interesting that the houses have formed laterally rather than along the main road. Looks pretty cool, this village stroke town coming in towards it. But I bet it's bleak in the winter. The wind's really picking up now. It's starting to knock me around a little bit, but a great little view. It's always good to look behind. Just That's a great view from behind the coastline. A bit jealous of those boys who've gone by the coast. I'm not brave enough in these conditions. I bet they've seen some great stuff. And here we are arriving at Keiss, or Keiss. I'm sure it's Keiss though. Here we go, and this is today's endpoint. So 20 past 3, done 20 miles exactly, 32 k's, and even though it was road walking under trying conditions, I'm really happy with the way today went. Made a really good dent into the remaining mileage. Bit jealous of the boys I met just a short while ago who had the guts to go on the coastline. I simply didn't have the courage to do that. I'll use the excuse that I'm in my 60s, so yeah, that's good. That's good enough for me. Right, so arrived at Keiss, and this is my stopping point for the night. I reckon about 9 miles short of John O'Groats. I'm going to make this former bus timetable by the looks of it. That's going to be my mark for the day, and time to get some rest and some food. So day 55 started in Occumster, and it's finished by being surprised by family and friends who came and met me in Keiss. So good progress today, 20 miles, and it was into the wind as well towards the last part. But I've got company for the evening for a change. So cheers everyone. So day 55 from Lizard Point, 52 from Land's End. Turned out to be a good day, made some good progress today. 20 miles today, considering the situation with the weather, was pretty good. A good result, a good return. The wind before lunch heading to Wick wasn't too bad, and I was able to make progress pretty quickly. Got there before midday. Was thinking of calling it a day and pushing on tomorrow, but decided to head to a little bit further north after lunch, and that's when the wind got stronger and it was pretty much in my face, headwind heading northwards. But really pleased to have made another 8.5 miles progress since lunchtime. So that's left me just short of 9 miles to get to John O'Groats. John O'Groats is the big one. That's the thing people recognise, Land's End to John O'Groats, even though I deliberately started from Lizard Point because that's the most southerly point, and I will end up at Dunnet Head, which is the most northerly point. Hopefully get to Dunnet Head tomorrow. It's another 16.5 miles from John O'Groats. But John O'Groats is the big one, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Today was a good day. Enjoyed meeting the boys, who I don't even know what their names were. Had a good chat with them, and that really helped to speed along the time to Keiss. And then it was lovely to get a little surprise with the family coming to visit me and to see me over the line tomorrow, I guess. This time last week I was looking at timetables for buses and to try and get myself down south again. So it looks like I've got a lift sorted now, which is great. So all in all, pretty good day today. Really happy with what I accomplished, and that was day 55 from Lizard Point and 52 from Land's End.